What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the MSR Pod. I'm your host, Adam Butler, and yes, I'm all alone. I'm alone, and it's my fault. It's my fault. It's totally my fault. It's my bad. Had everything lined up, guests lined up. We were supposed to be in the studio, topics, all of the stuff lined up, ready to record, ready to go in there, all ready. And then the day before we're supposed to go to the studio, your boy got a nasty stomach flu. In fact, the stomach flu flew through my whole house. So it was bad. This weekend was bad, but we're better now. Everybody's recovered. I'm feeling better now. But by the time the recovery happened and by the time I got better, it was just too late. Definitely couldn't get into the studio. Definitely couldn't, there was no time to get the team together and try to do something, virtually. It just was no time. And so we just couldn't do it like that. So Paul and I had an idea. And I think it's a pretty good idea. So anyway, we had an idea that we would take this opportunity to promote our Patreon. What do I mean by that? We got content that's living on the Patreon, and in full transparency, our Patreon is new. It's building. We're trying to build this up. It's the first time we've done a Patreon. Didn't have a Patreon in our last MSR run. So all this is new, but we have some content that's living on Patreon, and we have a few Patreon members, MSR tribe members, we like to call them, over there. And shouts out to them. But it's something that we can build up more, and we got cool content over there. And I figured that. And we figured as a team that this would be a good opportunity to take some of that Patreon content and preview it. I'm trying to preview it over here on the proper podcast, right? So what you're going to get today is 2 segments straight from our Patreon, all right? And they're really good. We got cool stuff living on the Patreon. It's essentially just an extension of the MSR pod. It's just extra segments from the MSR pod that are really good that we figured, maybe the people on Patreon could benefit more from. So I think it's good. I think you're going to enjoy it. I think it's going to feel like a regular episode of MSR. I promise you're not just going to be looking at me the whole time. The whole crew is actually involved in both of these conversations. So you're not going to get hologram Nargis this time around. You're going to get actual Nargis on the show, actual Brother Smooth, actual LT, of course, Paul Span, and of course, myself. All right. So you're going to get 2 segments, right? The first segment you're going to get is a really good conversation we had about Ari Lennox and her, her thoughts on the Martin series and on colorism and all of these things. We had a really good conversation about that. So you'll get that segment. And then after that, you'll get a fun segment where we're pretty much debating about the star power of Ja Rule. It's really cool. It was something that was kind of unexpected that we just kept the camera rolling for. And I thought it turned out kind of pretty well. So both of those things are on our Patreon right now. If you want to just go support our Patreon, you can. MSR Tribe on Patreon. Go support us, man. Or you can just look up the MSR pod as well. You'll find us. Go support our Patreon. It's something we're trying to build up. But for right now, those 2 segments that are living on Patreon, you're going to get that for free. Oh, by the way, another thing you get on Patreon is throwback episodes of MSR. We've been, digging in the crates and finding old episodes. For y'all that don't know, this show, we started this show in 2008, probably 7, actually. Actually, it's 2007 when we started this show. Yeah, 2007. This show, and we talked about this on the first episode back, so I won't bore you with it, but this show has had not many different versions. It's been the same show for a while, but we've been on different platforms. And we initially ended the show in 2018 and decided to bring it back. So we got a lot of content. We talked to a lot of people. We talked to Issa Rae. We talked to Method Man. We talked to who else? Oh my God. I mean, we L. Vernon. I mean, we talked to a lot of people. Raheem Devon, Warren G. Man, we've interviewed a lot of people. We've done a lot of great topics. We've been really doing this podcasting for a long time. So some of that content is going to live over on our Patreon as well. So, Patreon is the place to be for all the extra content. for MSR, and we appreciate everybody that subscribed to it. And again, this episode is going to give you a little preview of what we got on there. And again, we just want to give you something because your boy got the heebie-jeebies or had the heebie-jeebies, so I messed it up and we couldn't record. All right, so we're gonna get to that in a moment. Before we do that, remember to follow us on all social platforms, on Instagram, IG, whatever you call it, MSR Tribe, at MSR Tribe. Okay, follow us on TikTok, the MSR Pod. Follow us on Facebook, and I never say this one. Follow us on Facebook, Mindstream Radio. That was the original name of the show. That's what MSR stands for the people that are new. Mindstream Radio. Mindstream Radio. Okay, follow us on all of our platforms. We post some reels every day, content every day. We do our question of the day, all of that stuff, man. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to the podcast. Yo, listen, I know a lot of y'all watch us on YouTube, and I really appreciate that. Actually, that's where we would like for you to be, is on YouTube. But if not, definitely, listen to the podcast. You know what I mean? And you can listen to the podcast on all podcasting platforms. Okay. If you're going to do that, remember to subscribe, right? Subscribe, do all those things. You know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Okay. Rate and review the show, all of that. Hit the notification bell if you are watching us on YouTube. Hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, comment on the channel, share the thing, spread the word, all of that, man. We building this thing back up, man. It's an interesting process. As a podcaster of 20 plus years at this point, and a content creator for 20 plus years, it's interesting to start over from the beginning with this show, but it's been a great journey, and I've been loving every step of it. So we appreciate everybody that's helping us get back to where we were and helping us go further than we've ever been ever before. We really appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna shut my mouth now. I'm gonna go get some rest. Back in the studio. Trust me, we're back next week. We got cool shows lined up for you, but this is a cool one as well. So enjoy the show. Coming up first, Ari Lennox, and then you're going to get the jaw rule debate. All right. We're all fans of Martin. We were talking about Martin off mic a little bit. You know, if you're black and you of a certain age, Martin is a big deal to you. And you know, so he is though. The Martin show is a big deal, right? And when we look back at the Martin show, we think about all the jokes and all the joning, and it always seemed, fair game and fun. But to Ari Lennox, not so much. Ari Lennox said that the relationship between Martin and Pam made her sick. She says, and I'm loosely quoting now, paraphrasing, I should say, that Martin was a little hard on Pam, that there was some hints of colorism in there, a little bit of stereotypes about dark-skinned women, and that she felt like the jokes were cruel. We're going to talk about that because obviously we're of that generation and we grew up watching Martin, and I think maybe we have opinions on that. So Paul, I'm gonna start with you first, man. What do you think about Ari's comments about Pam and Martin?
I can't speculate what any person feels, so I can never quantify anybody's feelings. What they felt was something made them feel, right? So I can't say yay or nay on that. I will say, in my opinion, a bit of her commentary was off base. Even leading with colorism was interesting to me because and I may be biased because I really love the show and I really love Martin in general. You know what I'm saying? So I may be biased, but if we were to think about all of those back and forths, like in my opinion, and it was never centered on colorism. You know what I'm saying? Like it was never talking about skin tone or this, that, and the third. Like I said, I can't quantify what something made someone else feel, but all the jokes were back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? And as much as the character of Pam got joned on, her and Martin went back and forth. It was like a repertoire. You know what I'm saying? It was like magic. You know what I'm saying? They dancing. It's like comedic dancing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I said, I can't quantify anything for this woman. I think that her commentary was off base and 2025.
All right, Nargis.
I gotta I gotta tread lightly when we had this colorism conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I like Ari.
I like her too.
But I just feel like it's the fact that Pam was beautiful is what made it funny. You know what I mean? Like if she really looked like a snaggletooth
Mm-hmm.
fang furry unibrow, right. You know what I mean? Then it would have been like, leave her alone. You know, like it would have been absolutely inappropriate. No one has ever called into question how fine Pam was.
Ever.
Tashina Arnold, literally to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if anything, I would say that while Martin went on her, Gina, who was the light-skinned love interest, had more unattractive moments, right? Of being the butt of an entire episode, right? And that's what being a comedian, like it's a comedy sitcom.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Gina definitely had some ugly moments on the show.
Hideous.
The Applehead joke.
And it was funny because she committed to the bit. They were both committed to the bit. Like their color, to me, I can't think of an insult. And I'll have to go back. I'm sure somebody's pulled it out the archives. I can't think of an insult where he like came for her complexion.
No.
And light-skinned women are very capable of having BDBs.
Yeah.
Light-skinned women are very much capable of being jacked up in some way. The same way all Black women are capable of that. So it's like, what are you saying?
Okay, I want to read a comment before I go to you, Smooth, and then LT. This is from our boy Bumani. You know, shouts to Bumani, read the book, all that, man. Shouts to him, man. We got to get him on the show, by the way. Shouts
definitely.
To really
Bumani, what's happening?
He says, Pam and Gina were best friends, basically the brown skin and light skin version of a similar person. Everything exists in context. The struggle of brown skinned women being valued as much as light skinned women is a problem in our community. I've always felt what Ari is talking about. Gina was on a pedestal and Pam was constantly degraded. And that was obviously noticeable between the two. I don't agree. Smooth, what do you think about that comment?
They don't compare. Like it's excuse me. It's a sitcom. Like it's not real.
Show over in the episode.
I would have never guessed that.
All right, good night, everybody.
You never called.
Yeah. Sorry, LT, you didn't get to speak on this one.
I didn't know until
like,
Smooth said it.
Yeah.
It's what's there to talk about?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. I mean, I'm joking. I understand the argument. I understand the conversation, but I think there is a bit of too much reading into things. Right, like Narga said, like it's a sitcom, it's a show.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we could sit here and psychoanalyze every sitcom from Friends to whatever. Before I Met Your Mom or When I Met Your Mom, whatever that show was.
Yeah.
What's that shit called? Yeah, How I Met Your Mom. That so I mean, like we can analyze those things. Yeah, that shit. We can analyze them all day long.
Yeah.
But one, it's not fair to us. Like, don't rob us of quality, like past times,
memories,
because you're trying to attach something that, in theory, is relevant. But you are the only person saying this right now.
LT,
right?
Real quick, let me ask LT something because I think you make a good point that you made me think. looking at Bomani's comment, right? In a way, he's saying, when you look back at it, you see this, right? Everything's in context. Is it fair to look back at like a comedy show from the 90s that probably didn't have that context? And I think we can agree that Martin probably was not trying to like diminish Tashina Arnold, right? But is it fair to look back at it and go, but with the context of 2025 and what we know, that isn't necessarily cool?
Well, since I'm allowed to talk now, but seriously, I think one of the things that I was thinking about was just the fact that I think it less had to do with, light skin versus dark skin. I think the whole thing that Martin was going for was basically like your girl's girl. You know what I'm saying? Like your girlfriend has her girls, and there's always going to be at least that one girl that don't fuck with you because you're dating her friend or best friend or whatever, and they just not going to like you because they think that you're going to fuck them over or whatever have you. Right. That's what I got when I watched Martin. Like I was literally like, a youngster just thinking to myself like, oh man, Pam's giving Martin the business. Pam's giving Martin such a hard time, and their back and forth was like Paul said, it's like they were going back and forth, and like Pam had just as many zingers as Martin. You know what I'm saying? If not more often than not, Pam was always the one, with the last word or the last one to laugh, and Martin was just kind of like, doing his little, antics. But I do understand, like, what Bomani's saying. Like, I think, like, in the real world, yes, stuff like that does happen quite often. And we do go back and look at stuff like old shows or Martin or old movies, and we just think to ourselves, like, oh, man, I wonder if this and this had something to were connected. You know what I'm saying? And, in some cases it may be, but in most cases it had absolutely nothing to do with each other.
When I think of yes, please jump in there. Please.
Like that just meant everybody could get it on Martin. It's not like it was just every episode we just going on Pam and she have dog breath and that's the end of the day. Martin got going on. Gina got going on. Cole, Tommy, Shanae, Mama, Martin's mama, like everybody got the smoke. That's what made it so damn funny in the first place, because nobody was safe, and we going for the jugular. You don't got no job. Don't got your girl fat, and you live with your mom. Yep. Right. Your head is big, and you don't got no neck. And you know what I'm saying? Like they stay going on Gina head, like they stay going on Martin's ears, like. You know what I'm saying? Martin be like, damn Gina. Like he with her all the time. So it's like
he smashed her so hard her head went through the pump.
Yeah, and stayed there.
And she couldn't get it out.
Stayed there. And stayed there. Like
for the whole episode.
Yeah. So
right. That she tried to cover with some tracks. It's not well played.
I think about another show. Because I honestly, honestly looking at some of the comments, and I'll read more of them. There's actually half and half people that kind of agree with her, or totally agree with her, and then people that don't, right? And it made me think about the people that do agree and why, right? And what would I say to them? And I think about another show that doesn't get the problematic tag, and people don't look at unfavorably, and it doesn't seem outdated, and that's Living Single. And you had two dark-skinned people, Maxine and Kyle, who they talked about Maxine like she was crazy all the time. Kyle talked about her like she was crazy all the time. And there was that same kind of dynamic until you realize they like each other. So this is why they're talking about each other. And funny enough, one of our commenters pointed out that Martin probably secretly liked Pam too, because they had that whole dream episode.
Exactly.
Right. So, but I think about that, and I think like, that's just a style of comedy, which brings me to another deeper point. I think that it's less about Martin and Pam, because we could break that one down all day. I think we did a good job. Obviously, all of us are saying there's no there. But I wonder how can you still, and this is going to sound like God, I'm about to use the word woke, and I'm so sorry because I don't even think, I hate that. So I'm not going to use the word woke, but politically correct and just where people are with kind of like understanding what's funny, what's not funny, what you should say, what you shouldn't say, where we are in 2025. We know the world we live in, right? Mm-hmm. Many people say you couldn't make a Martin today. Is that a good thing? P, I'll start with you.
Firstly, I'll say this, and it's just something I just wanted to get out. I sort of like we've all pushed back on that ideology of like even with Bumani's concept of Pam always being put down and Gina always being exalted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true.
It's not
at all.
Like it's not. Yeah. That's not like figuratively we can all understand it. We can all understand it. I think certain things are triggering, right? If I were to think for Ari Lennox, who obviously she talks about colorism a lot, so obviously there's a source of contention for her growing in her life. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that certain things can just individually trigger people from their life experience, and that's just the lens that they look at it through. So, but to answer your direct question, it is 2025, and it's easy to look at things through today's lenses and go, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. This is so outdated. This is so this, that, and the third. Bro, I've grown almost every year of my life. You understand what I'm saying? Like we've done
I hope you have it.
we've done movies and shows and all sorts of stuff, like thinking that everything that we were saying was law. You understand what I'm saying? Like I went into it like, man, this is truthfully how I feel, and I believe and I stand firm on what I'm talking about. And then I'll look at something that I said, and I'm like, I don't think that way. I don't feel that way. So like, I don't know if I think people are smart enough to know the climate of things, but I don't know if Martin couldn't exist today.
I don't know if they're smart enough, but I wanna. You brought up something. Anyone could chime in after this. You brought up something that was interesting because you and I had a conversation yesterday, right? And it was because old episode of MSR. I've been going through the old episodes and stuff, right? And a very old one popped up on my iTunes, my Apple podcast. We had Pastor Keith Battle on the show, and we kept Pastor Keith Battle from Zion Church at the time. This is 2011. Had done a big apology to the LGBTQ plus community, right? And he was welcoming them into his church. This is how long ago it was like, should you even welcome them in the church? That's how the conversation we was having. And it was a very, like, if you follow us for a long time, you know that you probably know that show. And that show was end up being a wild one because we got into a huge debate about like whether, I mean, people saying like the gay people can't sing in the choir. It was a wild episode, right? But I was listening back at it. Yeah, but the point I'm making is that I was listening back to the episode and I was listening to the stance that I was taking, right? And I was very much pro welcoming, anyone into the church and welcoming anyone to be able to, be loved by God. But I was still like, I wasn't confident in that opinion. I still was like, it's not like I agree with it, but and it's just funny when I look back at myself then.
I'm not gay.
Yeah, it's like, yes, I kept giving qualifiers. I kept giving qualifiers. Like I know it's funny, but in all seriousness, I kept giving qualifiers. Like not only not so people wouldn't think I was something, but so people wouldn't think that I wasn't confident in like my opinion. I wasn't willing to say, young, there's nothing wrong with these people at all, and all of this is silly. What are we doing here?
Right.
I wasn't willing to say that. So when I look back at it, and I called Paul, we talked about it. I was saying to him, it's funny how you can listen back to yourself 10 years ago and say, yo, I feel differently now, or I'm kind of disappointed in where I was then, even though I thought I was, doing the right thing. You don't get mad at yourself. It's just interesting to hear how I was speaking because I wasn't, for whatever reason. right?
Do you think Martin could exist today?
That's not fair.
No, I do not think Martin could exist today. That's actually where I was going to go with it. That's actually where I was going to land that plane. Thank you for guiding me. No, I do not, and I don't think people are. I think the individual can be smart. I don't think the group is smart at all. The mob is dumb, and
can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
I don't want to talk over you, Adam. I'm sorry.
What you could think of? Go ahead.
Did y'all watch Papa's House?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. No, that's the one with Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans and his son.
Yeah, no, I never got a chance.
Did you like it, LT?
I mean, I'm gonna say this: Damon Wayans is one of those people that it's like when he puts stuff out, like he just hilarious to me. But you know, the show as a whole, I think his son stole the show. So I mean, I enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed the show.
So I'm disappointed that it was canceled because I was looking forward. It got canceled. It didn't get renewed.
It
didn't get renewed for a new season. And I was disappointed because it kind of underpinned to me what you're saying as far as like this type of show can't make it anymore.
Yeah.
And I love the premise of it because it was like this old stuck in his way man who now you trying to get me to talk about emotional intelligence and put me on this podcast, and you know what I mean? Like it was trying to bridge those worlds, and I thought they were doing it in a funny sitcom way. Like there's a certain type of humor that comes with a sitcom that you don't get from a stand-up. You know what I mean? Or like from a Friday type movie. Like there's a certain type of humor that comes with a sitcom. And it was funny to me, like when they had Tommy Davidson, it was like, yes, like I'm so glad that he's doing this. Yeah. So when I heard it was not getting renewed, it was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Ridiculous,
that's the death of my generational
that's ridiculous.
humor.
And I do want to add, I want to
watch that joint.
Yeah. I want to add it just a bit because maybe Martin, because there is like a countercult, there's a culture fight happening, right?
Right.
There's like the people that believe in the word woke and believe that people on the left are woke and we are, you know, we can't handle anything and blah 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 blah. And then there's like a counter to that, right? But the problem is that counter is so far to the right that they're willing to disrespect and just be as nasty as they want to be for the sake of freedom of speech, right? So, and it's kind of started in the comedy clubs. The comedians kind of started the revolution, so to speak, right? Like, oh, I can't tell the jokes, I can't do the thing, and this is when you get like Joe Rogan and people like that, right? Whereas like you can come on my show and you could talk about anything, even if you're spouting out conspiracy theorists and just whatever. It's freedom of speech. I'm just giving you a platform, right? So not to say Martin would partake in that. This has nothing to do with Martin Lawrence, the person, but there's probably a bunch of people out there that wouldn't care what kind of comedy exists, but it would have to exist in their little circles. I don't think Martin could be a mainstream comedy because just like there's people far on that right side, there's also people far on that left side who will complain about anything that they think. It doesn't even have to offend them. They can think it's offending someone else and then start a march for that, right? And so that's the issue. That's why I don't think that it's worth it to put a Martin on there. Just like you said, Papa's House, either people just not going to watch it or they're going to watch it and have an issue with it, and you're not really enjoying the comedy. You're breaking down every little joke and trying to figure out if this was the right thing to say or that was the right thing to say. When Kendrick dropped his album, Paul, I bought him Kendrick.
Of course.
When Kendrick brought up Investor,
he's ubiquitous.
I can't. You know, but when GNX dropped, right, there was a line on I think on like the opening song where he said something about like an Eskimo, and they tried to get this man for using the term Eskimo. And I'm not, you know, no disrespect to the Eskimos out there. I'm just saying.
Hey, you never should disrespect the Eskimo.
Hey, listen, I don't want to.
That's not the community you want to upset, Adam.
I don't want.
Yeah.
But you get y'all get what I'm trying to say here, right? It's a tricky time, so much so that we're going back and we're dissecting, and people are dissecting the relationship between Pam and Martin.
Yeah, and actually, let me ask you guys this: do you all think that like there are shows that exist and currently still that Shameless was a show, You understand what I'm saying? It's Always
Shameless
Sunny
was
in
hilarious.
Philadelphia is a show that's. So, do we think that it's just color based? You understand what I'm saying? Or is it? Do you think it's just like the element of like understand something? I'm very happy that the whole world is more in the know of mental health and wellness. Like I'm very happy for that. Like extremely. I think that, but what sometimes what comes along with it is a great area of where people think that mental health and wellness is just doing whatever you want and saying whatever you want without any element of consequence. Like this is just how I feel, and it just is what it is. And because that's what I have to do for the best of my mentality and how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Which like I don't think that that's the full. You know what I'm saying? Hubris of mental health. So with that comes everyone, and I'm not calling people super sensitive, but sometimes we can outsmart ourselves like so much that we turn things that are trivial into larger matters, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, and anyone jump in after this, but I do, to answer your first question or respond to your first question. No, I don't think it's color based at all. In fact, I don't think black people seem to care about it as much as other folks, if I'm being honest with you. So if Martin is somehow could just be just for black people, most black people I don't think would care about the reboot of Martin, as long as it's funny and it's good, right? You bring up like Shameless, that I feel what you're saying, but that's a show that's been off air for like 5-6 years, right? And it's a drama. So like I think if it's like kind of like presented as like a dramedy, then people can accept it a little bit more, right? Because you could find the flaws in the character that like Succession, right? Succession was a show that went off like a year ago, and all of those characters were problematic and sexist and racist and all of those things, but it was a drama, so it was like a study of those people, as opposed to like, you're not like them, these are bad people and we're watching them and they're interesting, but we know that they're quote unquote bad people.
Right.
I think it's hard to have something outside of that, and you have to do it so well that people can understand the point of the show. And I think that's why you don't have as many big comedies as you used to, not just on the small screen, but on the big screen. Naked Gun came out, and Naked Gun made like $12 million, and it was the highest grossing comedy in like 10 years. There have been think about it, there have been no huge
recent one,
white, black, whatever. Go ahead, Smooth.
The recent one?
Yeah, the one with Liam Neeson's. Seriously, that's like the most successful comedy in like a decade. Not to say that comedies haven't come out. There's been plenty of comedies to come out, but they aren't commercially successful.
But I think that's also like a cultural thing.
Right? Explain.
Like, so the Naked Gun was iconic.
Yeah.
It stands out. It had OJ in it. Like it had, you know what I mean? It was funny, and it had Succession. There was multiple of them.
Yeah, it's a rack up. Yeah.
Right. And so I feel like the nostalgia, like every other thing that's happening in Hollywood right now, nostalgia is attracting people. And I think that seeing Liam Neeson specifically as a action act, and now seeing him some goofy, funny shit, it's like, all right, let's see where this is going. And I think that parallel works really well. I think that's what kind of brings people back. So I think that, to your point, it's a similar comedy, but it's still nostalgia.
Let me ask you, because you're making a really good point. I agree with you. So do you think it's the opposite, right? That is not, that we've gone so far where people become sensitive, however you want to frame it, that now people are like, I'm tired of that. Because think about it, the Naked Gun is a nostalgia piece. That is a relic from the 80s when we were telling all sorts of different ratchet jokes. It's written by the dude that made Family Guy. So like, this is probably not a raunchy, crazy movie, right? Do you think that people are receptive to that because it's kind of like a counter? Like, I'm sick of not being able to laugh at what I want to laugh at, watch what I want to watch. I'm sick of this. I'm going to I'm ready for the Naked Gun to come back. I'm ready for this type of stuff. And even, let me just add to that, even the reaction to Ari Lennox has not been favorable. It's not like there's a bunch of people that agree. A lot of people have been like, "Young, what are you talking about?" Do you think we've kind of turned the corner to where we are becoming less sensitive because we have been too sensitive for the past X amount of years?
I think we're starting to worry less about the sensitive factor and worry about like what we actually like and what audience is for what medium and for what that picture is or music is or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that we're now starting to places like, you know what? If I want to listen to this, if I want to watch this, this is the audience. This is the I'm that audience. If it don't mesh well, I'm not the audience for it. And I think we're slowly but surely getting to that space of like, there's always going to be social media fodder. But for the main gist of it, like, yeah, if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, it's not. And I think
you got to call Kanai. That's wild.
100%. I was noticing that.
That's a great point, though. But I had to joke.
I think that
wait, I didn't catch that. What happened?
I think
you said, "Oh wait, what you said?"
Oh, I said you got on Carl Kanai. I didn't realize that.
That's hate. What's wrong with it?
I love you, brother. That was a great point, though. Go ahead, P.
I think that both sides of what you were saying, Adam, holds water. I think that there's a sector of people that are super sensitive just because they think that that ideology is necessary. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that there are a sector of people that are exhausted with that ideology. You know what I'm saying? Not being like super insensitive to, like we're not going to obviously well, no, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say we're not going to make fun of people's disabilities, but that's not even true. So I think that like what Smooth was saying was, because not like, I think what Smooth is saying, I think we're getting to a point where people know that.
We were laughing. Go ahead, Paul. Sorry, brother.
Well, this nigga Paul was creeping up the fucking.
We're able to compartmentalize, and people are able to say, "Look, man, okay, cool. This stuff ain't for you. It's for me and a few other people that I rock with. So you can rock with how you rock over there. We'll rock with how we rock over here, and still be cool. You know what I'm saying? I think there is an element of pushback on the overt sensitivity.
Go ahead, Nargis.
So what we're not talking about is all of our favorite shows happened before the internet.
Facts.
Right? So sensitive people they didn't just manifest themselves, right? They just didn't have the power to influence the decision makers. Because I'm sure if we had the internet when Good Times was out, niggas felt the type of way. Right? Oh, but we were also glad niggas was on TV, right? So it's like,
no, we got them powers from the jewels around Paul's neck. That's we got them powers from.
But no, as you guys are talking, I'm thinking like, no, I mean, first thought was Bel-Air, right? Bel-Air has been very successful, but because they pivoted, they didn't try to just reboot what it was. Right. They said, let's turn it into a drama, let's flip it. So even those of us who hold Fresh Prince dear to our hearts, we're watching it with brand new eyes because it's a whole new plot. And then when we get those little Easter eggs, like, oh shit, that's Jeffrey. That's like, it's bringing us in and also capturing the new younger audience too. So I think it's a very great example of like rebooting without replicating. And I think it's very possible to do that when you have intentionality, the right writers, and you have, I mean, I don't know how Hollywood works as far as like gatekeepers and what studio
when you have a
story and all that good stuff, but it's like, I think now that you have the weight of the internet and you do have a platform for the voice of the people to demand certain considerations
and the internet matters
with what you put out, now you have these people on the back end who are at this table who are like, okay, shit, we have to consider the woke voice in what we're doing. And I think sometimes it's heavy-handed and unnecessary, where we're like, man, we ain't mean to be that considerate. Like, we still want to laugh at some people.
right.
We still want to laugh at people's expense.
Right.
We just didn't want to.
Somebody else attached to
Nah.
Name one where it was just him. No, name one where it was just him.
Ja Rule had an error. What are you talking about? Where would I be without you?
Feature to go with.
Where would I be without you?
That was Lil Mo singing the hook.
Yeah, it's still his song. Wasn't him
but I'm saying,
but like
I'm saying him by himself. He either had Murder Inc., he had Ashanti, he had Lil Mo, he had J Lo, he had so many people.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't do nothing by himself. That was a hit. Every hit he had someone else attached to it.
But
also started to become a great person.
But listen, someone's song and a artist being featured on their song is still that person doing their song and having someone sing on their song. It's not like Ashanti was like a bigger artist than him at the time. It's not like she was like carrying him.
No, I'm saying he definitely got her to the next plateau, but he never was like, oh, it's just him. Like, you know, like I don't know any hit from the 1990s to the 2000s when he really was like blazing the Billboard charts.
So
nothing was by him.
Look, I got the Billboard charts right now. I got the Billboard charts right now.
She got the Billboard.
Ain't It Funny? Ain't It Funny was number one. Oh, yeah. Ain't It Funny was number one for 6 weeks. No. 27 weeks.
That sounds more like it.
Ain't It Funny? I'm Real. Both with Jennifer Lopez featuring
Jennifer
Ja
Lopez.
Those were both Jennifer Lopez songs featuring Ja Rule.
Right.
Yes.
Then Ja Rule featuring Ashanti, Always on Time. Mesmerized, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti. Wonderful, Ja Rule featuring R. Kelly and Ashanti. Down for You, Irv Gotti presents The Ink featuring Ja Rule, Ashanti, and them.
Yeah.
Living It Up, Ja Rule featuring Case. I forgot about that song.
What?
Exactly. Those are all hits.
Put It On Me. Put It On Me featuring Lil Mo and Vita. Between Me and You, Ja Rule featuring Christina Milian.
Yeah.
And then he was featured on Mary J. Blige's song Rainy Days.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Now, the person he was battling, Mr. Eminem. Name some songs that he had all of his hit songs. How many did he do by himself or with features?
I mean, listen,
that was Eminem and 50 beats. That was
I'm about to say.
Oh no, and even 50.
Yeah, I'm about to say
he did a lot of his songs by himself as well. A lot of, but I'm just saying a lot of his hits were by himself.
Yeah,
that's all I was saying. I'm not saying that the man wasn't a great. He could make a track.
That's difficult to do. How many people out there that can make a hit just by themselves?
But I just named two.
I think we forgetting.
I can name more, but I just named two.
Oh look, I don't think we giving the credit to the right person.
At least two.
I don't think we giving the credit to the right person though. But I don't think we giving the credit to the right person though, because we keep talking about Ja Rule and who was on the song. It was one person that came up with that formula, and that's Irv Gotti. Those are Irv Gotti songs. Those are all that. That's what I'm saying. You should watch the documentary. Irv, Seven. I forgot Seven Sign, the dude from DC, the producer that they had. Right? They talking about how when they got Ashanti, and mind you, Ashanti was not in the documentary, so she didn't get to speak her piece. All right, but Seven was talking about when he got Ashanti, Ashanti wanted to sing out. Right. He was the one that came up with like, nah, don't even do that. You just need to be like, what's love? Like they came up with that formula, like. that was like a Motown thing they had going on. So like
Right.
Ja Rule and Ashanti Ja Rule with a female singer or female rapper was like the formula. So I don't think it was because I remember Ja Rule in the Holla Holidays when he was part of original Murder Inc. with Jay-Z and DMX, and he was just like hardcore when he was on what's the joint? What was the Jay-Z joint he was on?
Can I get a?
Can I get a what?
What?
Yeah, I remember like
Yeah.
Ja Rule used to be on the crew tapes and all that. Like, and I used to like Ja Rule because he
Yes.
sounded like DMX. Irv Gotti took him and turned him into that poppy sounding thing. So that goes to your point, LT. But I just think we just not giving the right person the credit.
And the thing is, that's like saying you can't give Eminem all his credit because Dr. Dre played a lot of roles. Played a huge role with him.
Right.
And I'm agreeing with all of y'all. But what I was just saying to Paul was like when Smooth first said he was one of the hottest artists,
but he was though
of all time. The reason I made the face was because he ain't do it by himself though. Is what I'm saying.
But that don't take away from him being one of the hottest artists of all time.
Nobody
artists.
Okay, I see what you're doing though. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Fuck that.
Here's a good hook, man.
Hey, LT, was he one of the hottest acts out?
There you go. That's a lot better. I prefer that.
I see. He don't want to call him an artist.
He had a hot ticket.
He's saying Eminem an artist because Eminem curated his songs, even if Dr. Dre was there. Like
Sick Freaking Roy was was hot acts. Like,
right. So he's saying he's saying basically like
he's a great performer.
Prince is an artist because Prince was creating the songs from scratch himself, even if he worked with another with a producer. He's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, LT. He's saying Ja Rule was a puppet. That you could have plugged and placed anybody
in. Hot,
in.
Man.
I mean,
listen. At the time he was a hot artist, bro.
I'm just saying this, Adam. You just said it.
You don't like
that in the documentary.
Yeah.
That Irv Gotti said like, oh no, like you're gonna have to be with. You're gonna have to be with this person and this person and this person. He clearly he didn't have enough faith in Ja to be like, no, do this by yourself, bro. This is all you. Take the reins, brother.
And when he did, I think the album was called Blood in My Eye. It was like after the 50 Cent. Mind you, the 50 Cent thing was the biggest part of it. But when he did the Blood in My Eye album, and that was an album he curated and kind of wanted to do his own thing on.
It was a fluke.
Yeah, we got to clap back. You gonna clap back? It had that joint on there. Yeah. I think it did have New York on that joint though. I think it did have I got 100 clip. That's a Jadakiss joint.
Well, that was Ja's joint, but it had
Jada's first
Fat Joe.
And Fat Joe,
and Fat Joe and the Terror Squad.
Yeah.
And the Terror Squad.
Man, he was still a hot artist, man. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
New York at a time, man.
We're gonna end it right there.
Hey.
Hope you all enjoyed that. It was very fun to do. Again, we're going to have more stuff on Patreon. Sometimes we record for like 3-4 hours and it's just stuff that we just throw up on Patreon. And I think it's just as valuable as the proper show. And we hope to have basically 2 shows, one that's free and then one that's on Patreon. But there's a whole plan for Patreon and there's tiers and stuff. And we got sponsors and you're going to see it's a lot of stuff going on with Patreon coming up soon. So we appreciate everybody for supporting and thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for bearing with me again. I apologize, could not get into the studio this past weekend, but everybody's healthy and good, so we're gonna be back at it real soon. Okay, appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Remember, follow the show on all social platforms. MSR Tribe on Instagram, MSR Tribe on Instagram, the MSR Pod on TikTok. The MSR Pod on TikTok. All right. Follow us, do all of those things. Rate and review the show. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and sign up for the Patreon. Okay. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, be great. And on behalf of my man, Black Man Span, elevate us and free DC. We're up out of here. Peace.